Hello, beautiful friends. I am Leah Marie and coming to you with this week's Divine Oracle reading. 3 card, pick a card. And this week, the deck that we will be using is a Yogic Path. This is an absolutely beautiful deck that encompasses different yoga postures, chakras, and Hindi gods and goddesses. So I am really grateful. A beautiful soul actually gifted me this deck. So I'm excited to use it here for the group this week. And really strong energy coming through in my pre-shuffle before I got started. So I'm excited to see what comes through for everybody today. So I invite you to go ahead and tap into your own intuition. As those of you who do tune in regularly know, like, my goal is to help you guys build your own intuitive practice, help you get into a space where you can listen more clearly, and really just use these oracle readings as a tool to help you get confirmation, clarity, and to come into a deeper trust in your own intuitive guidance. So if there's something specific that you want guidance on, it's going to be our first one today, then just go ahead and bring that into your awareness, bring your focus into your heart center, and just see what wants to come forth for you today. And we'll go ahead and get 3 cards. This one here wants to come out and see what everybody needs today. So if you do have any questions, or feel free to reach out, want to do any of that, you can find all that information in the description box below. Here's our 3rd one. And I just like to give that ahead of time in case you don't tap into all 3 cards. So you have a way to get in touch with me if you have questions or would like a personal reading. Those are all options for you guys. And for today, I also have a few crystals that wanted to come out with each card. So this may help guide you to the card. The first one is a fluorite heart. And this is a really beautiful combination of purples and greens. I know it might be a little hard to see in the lighting here, but really soothing, calming stone for the first one. And then we have a crescent moon, bringing in that moon energy, that intuitive energy into today's reading. And then the last one is a quartz double point here. So those are the 3 crystals. So whether you're guided to card or crystal number 1, 2, or 3, I will have timestamps below. And I do like to just mention at this point as well, lately, a lot of these readings have been such that there is links or a bigger story being told by all 3 cards. And if that does happen at the end of the 3rd card, Spirit has been bringing through sort of summaries. So whether you want to watch all 3 or whether you want to tap in towards the end, you can feel free to do that. And if a summary does come through, what I might start doing as well is adding a timestamp for that summary. So I'll see how this flows and let you guys know. So we're going to go ahead and begin with card 1 for those of you that chose that. And I am going to read these in reversal today as well, because these have very specific messages, whether they're in the upright or reversal. And so I'm going to show it to you upright. And what we have is Hanuman. So Hanuman is a beautiful Hindi god, and he deals a lot with play. And what I'm finding really cool right out of the gate is that we have moon and sun energy, and then another sun on the heart chakra. And so I'm just gonna offer the intuitive messages, and then I will check the book because I want to also make sure I get you more specifics to how he wants to help you in the reversed position. However, right out of the gate, what I'm feeling is this energy of our own central sun, which is our heart center, and how important that is for us to guide us, to move us through life in ways that will help serve us and our highest good. And so I'm going to leave him upright for just right now because it's just easier to kind of see him in that space. But with what he is bringing through as a message, it is inviting in new energies into your life that are going to be a little different maybe than what you have been doing. So if you're finding yourself in a space where your thoughts are driving your life, so let's say, using maybe you've heard this analogy, like the monkey mind. So there can be times when we're dealing with things when we get caught up in our thoughts or churning over, like trying to decide, trying to consider different options. And it can get into this space where you're just really, like, literally the mind is going from one thing to another. They're often going to be like what ifs, or you're trying to figure out, like, if I do this, what will happen, or if I do that, what will happen, or if I don't do this, what will happen. Point being is that there is the fact that he's coming in the reverse is a sign that you maybe or may have been caught up in your thoughts a lot. And so this is another indication as to why that central sun is so important. The best way for us to shift out of our thoughts is to bring our awareness to the heart center. When we're in the heart center, it's quiet, there's stillness, there's answers, there's grounding, there's love, there's support, there's resources. So if you're finding yourself up in this world, and I even, it's actually quite beautiful that there's these sort of spirals coming out of the head, because that can sometimes be that energy of just like churning around in the mind or in the hamster wheel of thoughts and energy. And so Hanuman is multifold. He can indicate that you have perhaps been too much in your thoughts, whether that's all the time or maybe it's just about something specific. Sometimes we'll be really great, we'll be in our heart for most things, but then there'll be something that just is a challenge for us. And really what that's showing, and what Hanuman's showing you, is that's where you want to focus your attention and bringing yourself into your heart. And he wants to invite more awareness into the fact that if you bring yourself into your heart, you're going to feel a deeper sense of play, joy, love, because he also is often seen dancing, prancing, playing. And so he can invite that sort of monkey-like energy, that playful energy into your life. But it's not going to happen if you're up in your head. It's going to happen if you're in your heart and you're allowing yourself to really tap into that inner child that is here to run around and play and have fun and really enjoy life and all of the gifts and all of the magic that are available to all of us. And the sun and moon are also showing me that it's this balance, like bringing yourself into balance. So it isn't that thoughts are bad or good. It's just that thoughts exist, and it's up to you as to which thoughts you want to focus on, because you are the only one who has the power to direct your mind. And I highly recommend that you direct your mind towards things that you want. So if thoughts are coming up and they're not aligned with your positive outcomes or your desired outcomes, that's a sign to look at those thoughts and say, you know what? No, those aren't what I want to give energy or attention to. Bring your awareness to your heart and ask, what do I want to give attention to in this moment? What thoughts can I focus on to achieve that which I desire? So this is really calling you to be aware of when you're in your thoughts, and when you are, do the exercise of bringing your awareness to your heart center, maybe even putting your hands on your heart center to anchor that feeling and awareness into the center of your chest. And this might be a process of you having to redirect yourself over and over and over again until it becomes automatic. Like anything, when we're learning, we need to practice before it becomes automatic. It's second nature to us. So that is the message for the first card for Hanuman. And I do encourage you, if you have a strong connection with Hanuman, to do your own research or invite him into your meditations or your own personal practices to show you more specifically how he can help you on your journey. So thank you, card 1. I'm going to move on to card 2 now. And this one is coming in the upright, and this is Manipura, which is the beautiful solar plexus chakra. This card is I just love the art on these cards. And it's so powerful that solar plexus is our house of personal power. And you can just feel, or I can feel, and just like tap into that feeling that's radiating from her solar plexus out. Like, again, this beautiful orangey, yellowy, power color. So, really allowing yourself at this time to come into your personal power and really feel into what that means and what that looks like for you. So, this is a message that came up in one of the last readings as well, really strong standing in our power messages. And I do feel this is part of the collective right now, is finding our way back to our personal power and what that looks like for each of us, what that feels like for each of us. And so I am getting this feeling right away from this card that really what might be helpful for you guys is to do some visualization with the solar plexus chakra and really imagining, like, she has her arms up and it does look like she's doing this mudra here in her posture, which is it's Pranakriya 1 with the thumb to the forefinger, and it is a yogic mudra to help connect the energy alignment in your body with the solar plexus. So in this particular one, whether you have a posture that you like to sit in, stand in, be in, really invite your body to relax into shoulders down and back, like head up, really powerful energy, straight aligned spine, and visualize your best self. What would you be wearing? How would your body language be expressing energy to the world around you? And come into a space where you're able to visualize that, but also feel like, what would it feel like to really be standing in your power, to be heard, to be acknowledged in all the ways that your soul is calling for that to happen. And really going into a space of checking in with, are you honoring your personal power? Are you standing in it? Are you living from that place no matter what is going on in the world around you? And so this is really coming into a space of getting to know who you are and how you want to express your soul and your gifts to humanity. So at this time, if you are feeling blocked in that solar plexus chakra, it would be a good space to do some chakra meditations. One of my favorites is the chakra dhyana, and that can really help the whole chakra system, but I know there are others out there for the specific chakras, so you could do some research, and that is something I'm working on putting together for you guys here in the future. So sit tight on that one, because it is going to be coming forth at some point in time here for really focused opening of each individual chakra. But this is the one that's calling to you right now. And if you have already been focusing a lot on that Manipura or that solar plexus chakra, this is confirmation. You've been doing a great job. Your guides are saying, awesome, keep it up, keep it going. And not only that, but if you are really solid in this space, you can help lead the way for others. So standing in your power and sharing that and sharing how you did that and how you got there with those around you can really help empower other people. And I truly feel that when we come into our own personal power, there's aspects of our heart that want to radiate that out and help show others the way. And so if that's something you feel called to, this feels like confirmation for that for you as well. So thank you for those of you who tapped into card number 2. Now I'm going to go on to number 3 here, which is coming in the upright, and it's Dhumvati, and she is a really interesting Hindi goddess that I got a little bit more introduced to earlier in the year. So she is one of the only ones I've come across that is kind of like this weird sort of raggedy looking character, but it is really, it's part of her story. And I am going to read some from the book from this one because I do feel that it is very important. She has a really powerful message, and I want to make sure that I'm getting it fully and clearly for you guys. And I also love, for those of you into numerology, the page number in the book is 111 for her. So I absolutely love that as well. So with her, she is the goddess of disappointment and letting go. And initially, when I researched her, I was like, well, that seems kind of weird. Like the goddess of disappointment. I don't understand. So, what her message is, though, is that she is coming through to say, you have finally realized that all of the hardships and struggles you faced were brought on your path for a very important reason. They have shaped you to be the person you are today. You have put together the dots and all the most difficult points on your journey and realized that it was all necessary to be here now. Dumvati has come to remind you to give thanks to the struggles you've faced. They have made you your highest self. And so when I read this, when she came to me many months ago, I was going through some really deep challenges, and I didn't really understand at first until I sat with her more and did more research that it really was like one of her gifts is like, while she might look kind of haggard, and if you see some of the other Hindi gods and goddesses, they're usually like these really beautiful ornate costumes and colors and jewelry, and she's just sort of looks like she might live outside or have very, very few possessions, and really, very different than how we might perceive most gods or goddesses. And it's super intentional because it is coming to speak about the struggles and challenges that we go through. They aren't always very pretty in the moment. They can be like a darker, heavier energy. And when I say darker, heavier, it's not like dark evil. It's like shadow work, bringing up deep parts of ourselves, ancient parts of ourselves that are ready to be healed and restored. And we have to often go through these struggles, these trials, because that's testing our spirit. It's showing us what we are really capable of. And so coming into a space of, instead of like what some people might do, and like we might want to push away the struggles, or we might like speak less than positively about the struggles. But the struggles and the trials are really what define us, what make our soul what it is, what allows us to evolve into these spaces where we have been able to see just how strong we are, just how courageous we are. And so I also feel that's why we get some of this really beautiful like flower energy in here. And there's also a moon behind her. So this like intuitive energy of really tapping into each experience intuitively and saying, yes, I see on the surface that this might be painful or it might be challenging, but what's behind that? What is the universe bringing me this experience for, so that I can grow, so that I can blossom, so that I can come out and into the world a newer, more beautiful, more connected version? It's also important to note with her, she has two crows, and she can also be seen. There's many images of her where she's riding on a crow. And this is earth medicine wise, tapping into the energy of the void, the place of creation from which all things manifest. And so we need to go through struggles sometimes so that we can go into these spaces to bring out these beautiful golden nuggets. So I also feel like it's really important to see, like, I feel like most people would look at this and be like, wow, it's really beautiful. There's like, it's cut, it's faceted, it has some rainbows that the light may or may not pick up. But what I am seeing with this is it's like we might go through these struggles, but we come out with these beautiful gifts. We come out more refined. We come out more sparkly because we have shed things that we didn't need anymore. And we have also, come into a place where we are more illuminated, we are more blossomed. And so she can really help you let go of the old ways of looking at challenges and struggles and come into a space of seeing the challenges really as gifts that are helping you move into the best version of you that you can be. So I hope that helps for those of you that picked number 3. And today, interestingly, after I mentioned that there might be more of a correlation, Spirit's not giving me anything additional for the 3 cards coming together. So for today, if they resonated, if you watched more than one and they resonated on more than one level, that's awesome for you. They're not giving me any deeper messages for the 3 of these coming together. So I'm going to leave you with that. Wishing you lots of love and light, and I will connect again soon. Take care, beautiful friends.